Let's face it, Rusev and Lana are the perfect pair. It's true on screen, and certainly seems to be true away from TV as well. They always seem so happy together. Warms my socks and makes my heart smile. So yeah, Ruru and Lana should always be kept together regardless. That's not always been the case now, has it? And in fact, despite how awesome Lana can be, WWE haven't half made some strange decisions when it comes to the ravishing Russian. I'm sure they meant well, but it never seemed to pay off, and as ever, management always realised, oh wait, she is better with Rusev, for anything they tried to do was forgotten about completely. You could get this once, but it has happened time and time again. If something works, let it work. I'm Simon from WhatCulture, and this is 10 things WWE wants you to forget about Lana. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to stay notified. Ding, ding, done. Number 10. She's actually American. Stands to reason this one. While Lana's Russian accent is actually pretty good, she is not Russian at all. In fact, if she is Russian, I have a luxurious head of hair. And we know that's bull. So yeah, without wanting to destroy the fourth wall of pro wrestling, CJ Perry, which is her real name, is American and hails from Florida. Now you know. An ex-model, she has also dabbled in music and acting, which makes it nice that she both found and stuck with pro wrestling. Not sure why, but she's so good in her role, I'm pleased that it's this profession she chose above others. Naturally then, WWE wants you to forget about all this and just accept that she is Russian, because of course they do. That is an issue in itself though, because trying to keep that character up in a live environment has to be so hard, and such things are made harder when, number 9, she flips between accents. I don't blame this on WWE or Lana at all. Again, I couldn't do what she does, so it seems ridiculous to pretend otherwise. Keeping an accent up is difficult, but there have still been some moments where Lana's usually watertight Russian accent gives way to her American roots. A noticeable one was during a sit-down interview skit with Michael Cole and Rusev in 2016. Here, Lana temporarily forgot all about the Russian gimmick, or at least was told to do so, and started talking about her days in the old country like she was about to hit the pool or go see the Orlando Magic shoot some hoops. In all seriousness, her natural Florida dialect suddenly became hard to hide. It's actually a wonder that WWE let this segment air, because it was pre-taped, so it wouldn't have been that hard for them to reshoot it, but maybe they wanted a bit of realism in there. Either way, if you could forget about it, everybody would really appreciate it. Number 8, the bullying claims. While it's unclear just how legit any online beef between WWE stars is, there are occasions when they peel back the curtain a little too much to expose their actual thoughts. This seemed to be the case in 2015, when Lana literally accused fellow female Paige of bullying her when they were both in NXT. Paige hit back by saying Lana was barely around and pointed out that her accuser had deleted earlier tweets claiming the same thing. When Lana then called herself an open book of honesty and said she happily took responsibility for anything she said, Paige warned her to, and I quote, "stop trying to get a storyline." Jeez. Soon after all this drama, selfies of the pair popped up on Twitter and Instagram, smoothing things over. Since then, both have spoken highly of one another, but any accusations of bullying are something WWE would have to take seriously. They can't have been happy to see that splashed across social media, but then again, maybe we were all worked. Fair play if we were. Look at John Cena and Nikki Bella. They got us all. Number 7, that anti-USA promo. WWE has a habit of dipping into current events to use in their storylines. Older fans will recall Sergeant Slaughter suddenly becoming an Iraqi sympathizer in the early 90s during the Gulf War, and nobody who sat through it needs reminding of that ill-advised terrorist incident involving The Undertaker in 2005. Both of these were bad. They were bad. In 2014, at Battleground, WWE were at it again. Right before Rusev crushed Jack Swagger, an American patriot, Lana grabbed the microphone and praised Russian President Vladimir Putin. That's fine, as it was part of her character to show respect to her leader. What wasn't fine was smirking as she talked about recent happenings. Anyone who had paid attention to the news seemed to think that Lana was referencing the Malaysian Airways Flight 17 crash, an aircraft that had been gunned down over Ukraine early the same week. If that was the case, that's more than a tad insensitive for WWE to use in a wrestling promo. Lana, for her part, looked a bit uncomfortable delivering the line, and I imagine she'd rather not have done this, but it's a difficult situation to be put in. So again, just forget it. Or not. Number 6, that gimmick that didn't work. Going back to the intro of this video, when Rusev and Lana were drafted to SmackDown as part of the Superstar Shakeup in April 2017, it looked like WWE were going to split them up. That was confirmed when vignettes began airing for a new character Lana would be playing. In these skits, she was shown dancing around a chair and wearing flashy outfits. The whole thing was vaguely similar to the Emelina Coming Soon hype packages that had aired towards the end of 2016, but it was hoped that this time WWE would follow through because they damn well didn't before. and we kinda got it, the emphasis there being on the word kinda. The gimmick only lasted for a short spell, and it coincided with a push to make her a full-time member of the SmackDown Women's division. For one reason or another, WWE decided against it though, and soon Lana once again became a manager to try and make Tamina ravishing. When that hit a wall, the company just returned her to Rusev's side. The dancing gimmick, one that was supposed to help her branch out on her own, didn't really work out. Number 5, the awful Dolph Ziggler angle. A lot of people think this was the worst storyline of 2015. They very well may be right. If it wasn't for Rana calling Lana a cold fish and actually then throwing fish around, there'd be no debate whatsoever. It made no sense either, because at the start of the year things looked really bright for Lana and Rusev. Together they worked a good program with John Cena that peaked at WrestleMania 31, and it seemed possible Rusev could recover from his US title loss to do something memorable afterwards. Instead, WWE writers penned one of the most unwanted love stories of the summer by having Lana split from Rusev and align with new boy Dolph Ziggler. Then Summer Rae popped out of nowhere in Lana's old outfits as Rusev's new lady friend. Meanwhile, Dolph tried to stick it to his Bulgarian foe by constantly snogging Lana. Who was meant to be the babyface here? Making things worse, the story was canned when TMZ picked up on some real-life developments between Rusev and Lana, who were still together away from the cameras, leaving the whole thing as a huge bust. Number 4, when the WWE got mad at her engagement. At first, WWE seemed irate that Rusev and Lana held a special engagement party and that pictured a service of the happy couple on TMZ and other news outlets. That played hell with this ongoing love thing involving Dolph Ziggler because it was like a big sign saying, "Wrestling is fake!" Abandoning the story, WWE's creative team kept the pair off television until November. Then they openly discussed their engagement, and it was like the entire saga involving Ziggler and Ray had never happened. Forget closure, WWE didn't even try to offer up a suitable explanation for Lana's apparent Americanization during the summer months. Just deal with it is all I've got. Later, Lana embarked on a short feud with Nikki Bella and then finally returned to Rusev's side in April 2016. By the time the WWE draft had concluded that July, she was playing the same villain character she had several years prior. This was the right move, but also, all of this was nuts. Number 3, those segments with Enzo Amore. Given everything that happened with Enzo Amore, and it is important to say that the man did have all charges against him dropped during his recent incident that saw him lose his job with the WWE, you'd imagine everyone involved regrets this one. Shouldn't have happened anyway, to be honest. In late 2016, though, we had some vignettes showing Lana getting cozy with Enzo in a hotel. The story here was that Enzo had been manipulated by Lana and Rusev into a vicious beatdown for even thinking he had a chance with the blonde, and in typically cheesy pro wrestling fashion, Enzo acted like a nervous wreck around Lana as she invited him to strip off and get comfortable. Then Rusev appeared out of nowhere and battered the babyface for hitting on his woman. It was uncomfortable anyway, but now, forget about it. Literally. Number 2, her topless scene in Banshee. Banshee was an action series distributed by HBO that aired on Cinemax between 2013 and 2016. During one of the earlier episodes, Lana appeared as a one-time character named Crystal. Her main scene was having cocaine snorted off her breasts in a casino bathroom. Yep. That's it. That's all that needs to be written. It's not hard to see why WWE wouldn't want this scene in circulation. But after appearing completely topless and in a TV show depicting heavy drug use, gambling and sex, CJ Perry signed on the dotted line with WWE in June 2013 and started playing the Lana gimmick. Now you can't hold what someone does while acting against them, of course, but you gotta imagine it worried WWE officials a little given how dedicated to the PG rating they are. But hey, that's life, man. That's life. Number 1, her nude modeling career. Again, there is nothing wrong with this. Whatever anyone chooses to do with their body is their choice, and it's not for me or anyone else to say shit about it. If nothing else, it's not too hard to see why a pre-WWE CJ Perry would get work as a model. Not exactly bad looking, is she? However, given WWE's hard stance with their demographics, you'd imagine if they could make you forget about something, it would be that for a while, Lana took up nude modeling gigs to pay the bills. What's more, good for her. I'm just coming at it from the company standpoint, and to do it for this list. Really, it should make no difference, but hey, that's the world we live in.
Hello there, you've made it all the way to the end of the video, and as part of my designated 18 hours of community service, I'm here to tell you that we have a number of other channels available for you to subscribe to, as well as other slightly, possibly not related videos for you to watch. So please do one of the things to my left or right, otherwise I have to pick up leaves on the roadside.